Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
Check. What up, world? It's the man with the plan, Bert McGurk, aka PR, the King of Hearts, and you are now tuned into Clocking Out, the podcast you listen to when you need to get motivated and inspired to doing bigger and better things. What is going on, everyone? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Clocking Out. I'm your host, PR, the King of Hearts, and today we are here with Carly, the patient pig. Carly, how you doing?
Hello.
How's your day going so far?
So far, it's going good. I got caught out in the rain, mailing out stuff. I came home before 6 o'clock to hop on with you.
I love it.
I changed.
I love it. I love the shirt, the patient panda, rocking the patient
I got the panda on. I had dedicated Dragonfly when I went to the gym, but it was soaking wet when I came home.
But before we get into anything, I love the fact that you're very focused on patients. I love the fact that you are always trying your best to be very educational and fun and getting people involved, not only with the giveaways that you do on X and with the information that you share on your TikTok account with things of weight loss and everything. And I would like to touch a little bit on all those things. But before we do, can you please introduce yourself to our listeners and our followers so that we can get a better idea of who you are as a person and what you're about and what your background is before we move forward?
Okay. My name is Carly. I live in Toms River, New Jersey. I really started following Gary before VeeFriends even evolved into what it is, probably in 2016, 15, when at the time I lived in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I just related a lot with the stuff that he was saying and kind of liked it. And I kind of used it in my own way. You know what I'm saying? All of the analogies that he used, I kind of used them in my life and started to, before I even moved back up to New Jersey 5 years ago, started to notice that like 99% of the stuff that he was saying, he had a clue. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of influencers that you follow that aren't like that. And the fact that he never sold anything, do you know what I mean? Like, he wasn't selling a program. He wasn't trying to get people to buy something.
Yeah.
He wasn't flashing a freaking Rolex. The dude was in sneakers. You know what I'm saying? It was just appealing to me because I was like a tomboy growing up.
Gotcha.
So I had undiagnosed childhood thyroid cancer until I was an adult. I wound up being almost 500 pounds by the time I was 26. Had weight loss surgery before it was as popular as it is now. And, 24 years later, it's just still trying to navigate that as a human. And what really, kind of drew me into the VeeFriends thing was not only the loyalty to Gary and all that shit, but like the fact that they were animals. And as much as I love people, the animals don't judge you. They really don't. They all have specific traits. People are cruel. And I get what he's saying about how, there's so many people that are so loud about hate, and the people that are actually happy and the people that actually are, have progress and success with themselves, they're very quiet. Because when you are loud about being happy, people don't want to see that shit. They don't want to hear that shit.
100%.
100%. Like, anybody sees you happy, it's a problem because they're miserable. Do you know what I mean?
I hear you.
So what really drew me into that was the different characters. And when I introduced it to my kids, they kind of got really into it and started talking in those analogies around my house in 2022 when it first came out. You know what I mean? And they listened to Gary growing up. My youngest one, who's now 11, has been hearing him for 6 or 7 years. And is like, she's really, like, she this year, when she graduated 5th grade, got the kindest kid in school award. It was like a big deal.
Love
because
that.
Right, don't get embarrassed. She's across from me. She's embarrassed right now.
You should be proud.
She's rocking her VeeFriends here, though.
There you go. Yes, that's what it's about. Be proud.
She is. She gets a little silly when you talk about it, but like, I think that listening to that has a lot to do with it. Do you know what I mean? My older child, she's not as into it. She likes Rare Robot. She made up a whole dance. she kind of jokes around and razzes about Gary, whereas the younger one, you know, they talk about, you're not being a patient panda, you're not being a patient pig. You know what I mean? They actually use the analogies of the, like they've said YOLO yak. This one thinks she's Gary B. She dressed up as him for Halloween last
I
year.
love it.
So it's a big part of raising them with the traits that, you know, Pokemon's cool, Disney's cool, but it's not the same as at all.
No, I agree with you. I think that Gary managed to create something that a lot of people tend to compare with things like Pokemon and all these other things,
It's
but I
not
feel it stands on its own
100%.
because it really does. It's like you're saying, and you're mentioning the difference between your daughters in the sense that how they both portray, but they both do it in a positive way in the sense that they're taking the traits and the things that they're learning from these characters and the people in the community or whatever content that Gary's sharing, and they're using it in a positive way. And it's like it comes in their head, whether they're just thinking specifically of the characters of the panda and the pig. They connect it with patience, they connect it with whatever it is that those traits are, and that's really hard to do, especially for kids. It's hard to really get them to think about positive things like that, especially nowadays. All the kids are on their phones and stuff, and
Yeah.
it's so easy to get caught up with the way that people like disrespect each other or try to put each other down, even if it's in a joking manner. It's kind of hard to get kids nowadays to have that thing where they stop themselves and like, you know what, maybe I shouldn't say this even if it's joking around, or maybe I shouldn't get too excited about this. Maybe I do need to relax and be patient about this and look at it from a different perspective. So the fact that there's something, especially from someone like Gary, who, like you mentioned before we got on, you know, like he could do things, and he could have been set up some type of program or system to make money off of people.
Right. No, it's
Did
not
it in
about
a
that.
way, yeah, he did it in a way where it was really just educating people and doing it to keep moving forward, which I really love. And I love the fact how you mentioned, like, you have your kids wearing the shirts, and I always see them with you ripping open packs, or they're going over the plushies or the pins, or if not, it's the little minis, and like there's so many
Oh yeah.
different things. But the fact that I see you guys always do it together, and I see that
Yeah.
your kids get as excited as you do, it's just
Oh
something.
yeah.
It's hard. It's really rare to get people together in that, you know, especially like, you know, Pokemon and all these other things. It's normally just for the kids. It's hard to get the parents involved, but
Right.
VeeFriends managed to do it in a way that it's like a family thing, and
Yeah.
I love it. That's something I really love.
Like we rip open the cards a lot, and we have so many cards, but we don't ever play the card game. Because to us, it's not even about the game. It's about talking about the card, collecting the card.
I love that.
You know what I'm saying? We have no clue. Not that we would never, but it's just the card game, honestly, doesn't interest me as much as the cartoons coming out soon.
Gotcha. Yeah,
That's what I'm looking forward to.
yeah, me too.
You
I'm
know
anxious to see what they do with that as well.
I would be, because like I'm not joking you, like me and my kids, like the other day we were laughing because me and my 11-year-old were watching cartoons. I'm redoing my office downstairs, so I've been back up sleeping in her room for like the last 2 weeks. Otherwise, I'd be down there now. My office is a complete disaster, and my life doesn't allow me. And I am a little bit of a procrastinator in cleaning up, and I don't want to, and I avoid it. So it's kind of like, you know, every night we're up there and I'm like, let's watch, what was it the other night? I wanted to watch the Peanuts. The Peanuts. So I made her watch the Peanuts. Then she was like, oh, we have to get Peanuts, this, that, and the other thing.
I love it.
Then what's really funny, yeah, we're going to get you a Woodstock, no problem. So then the other day, she comes up to me and she must have seen something I was looking at on Amazon. And she goes, Mom, look, the Fruity Pebble guy has a cartoon. And I'm like, no, dude, Fred Flintstone has a cereal. He was
There we go.
cartoon first.
There we go. Yeah.
I lost it. I was like, she thinks the Fruity Pebble guy had his own cartoon.
That goes to show, man. A lot of kids are like
Clueless.
that, man. Yeah,
They don't know.
Yeah, they don't know. They don't know how far back it goes. That's crazy.
Dude, so every night I go upstairs, I put on Amazon and we try to watch some kind of cartoon, and it's really about trying to find ones that, like, you know, that I want her to watch, because there's so much garbage.
Yeah,
There really is. And a lot of parents, like, and I used to be guilty of this. Like when both my kids, my 2-year-old had she was 2 when she got her iPhone, and it was an iPhone 3. Okay. Then this one here had a knobby when she was like, she couldn't even walk. So because I knew what kind of world, and I was obsessed with that as well. But like, I would be guilty of like just turning on Baby Big Mouth and walking away just to get them to. And then probably about 6 or 7 years ago, I started paying attention. My daughter Gabriella got a TikTok. Before it was TikTok, it was Musically. All right. She had a Musically. I didn't care that she was on social media. I was making videos of her. I had multiple Facebook groups that she was in with green screens and trying to like, do stuff and make her talk live. And I get this message the one day that her account's restricted on Musically.
Wow.
And I remember this completely. And then I saw the video because I didn't monitor it then. 7 years ago, I didn't monitor it. And she had some child that was razzing her about Logan Paul, because that's who she liked at the time. And she legitimately, without me knowing or seeing this happen, okay, went in the kitchen, took like this huge kitchen knife and went on TikTok and was like threatening the kid with a knife. All right. So I immediately get annoyed at TikTok. I don't take any accountability myself as a parent for not paying attention. Okay. I write a whole letter to Musically stating, how dare you give my child an account? And then I'm like, hold the fuck up. It's my fault, not their fault. However, my kids have always been like that because I've given them free reign over. I posted something 3 years ago in Gary's comments about how my daughter Gabriella's had a Twitter account since she was 9 and people lost their fucking shit.
Wow.
All right, dude, you're none of your business. My kids are fucking. Ever since that shit happened with Musically, I took away her privileges for almost a year and we had a discussion and it never happened again.
See?
So I'm not, and here's how I really truly feel. Like all these parents that are like, I would never let my child get it. Okay, if my child and your child go for a job interview in 10 years from now in the metaverse, because that's really where we're headed, and my child has a lot of experience with all these social media platforms and all these followers, who the fuck do you think they're going to hire?
100%.
I monitor my kids. I watch my daughter play Roblox. I watch my other daughter, she don't post. She scrolls and she's in the comments and she follows. They're not out there posting a million things. The younger one does. She has a whole thing of VeeFriends vending on TikTok where she opens stuff up. She has another one for all the Roblox things that she does. She has 2 different Facebook accounts that she runs ads on. You know what I mean? I just truly believe that heading into adulthood, that it's going to make a difference. And I really believe it's going to be on an application. Your fucking employer is going to look up your social media.
Yeah, no, I strongly agree with you. I honestly don't. No matter whether we're monitoring, whether we're on them like hawks, I really don't believe that there's anything we could do to stop our kids from having access, whether it's to the internet, to technology, to what's going on. Everyone, it's like my daughter too. My daughter, she's 12 and she goes on TikTok. I tried my best to like, don't make an account though, but then she wants to be slick. She doesn't have an account, but she still manages to go on it and still scroll. She wants to scroll.
Yeah.
She wants to keep up with whatever everyone else is talking about and going on. So I understand it and I get it. So I do agree with you. I feel like no matter, it's something that we just got to accept. It's like Gary says it and a lot of other people, technology is just really evolving really fast. Our kids are getting exposed to a lot of more information a lot faster than we did.
Wouldn't you rather be the one to introduce them to drugs and sex and violence? Seriously.
Yeah, you see, yeah, exactly. Because you
100%.
don't, yeah, exactly. That's I look at it the same way too. I'd rather be the one to give them the proper way of knowing about something, and for them learning it from someone else the wrong way in the street or out there and about where you don't know really
or like they're fucked up friends.
Yes, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't have that luxury. Everything was kept from me. Everything was a secret. Yes, we had like a Commodore 64 and we had all this technology, but like there was no social media when I was growing up. But if I wanted to know about drugs or violence or sex or whatever, it was like
100%. Yep.
You know what I mean? Meanwhile, I got shit from my mom and my dad. When my kids, I would watch the first 48 and explain to them what a heroin addict was and explain to this. When I smoke pot, or not that I do anymore, but I have, my kids know I smoke. This is marijuana. I hope you don't smoke it. Mommy's trying to quit smoking it, but this is what it is and this is what it does. It's really not good.
I agree.
Now it's, dude, my parents lost their fucking shit.
No,
None of your business.
yeah, that would I would understand why some people wouldn't be okay with it, but at the same time, it's one of those things that if you know you had a certain experience with it and you got exposed to it in a certain way that you know wasn't proper, you're trying to go the right way of it. There's no way that you can stop your kids from learning. They're gonna learn about it one way or another,
Right.
but you always want to be the one to properly. It's not about introducing them, tell them, listen, go do it, but you want to let them know, listen, it's out there. This is what can happen. This is what can't happen. Just be responsible and this and that. I would much rather 100% because I've smoked myself, but I would much rather have my kids want to smoke here at their house than to them be somewhere else where I don't know where they are. God forbid something happens. They don't know how they're going to react to it. They don't know how other people are going to react to it. It's a crazy world nowadays. But at the end of the day, I totally agree with you in the sense that we need to be the ones who are introducing them to this the proper way, especially if we've had the firsthand experience doing it ourselves.
Right.
It's better for them to hear it from us that we're going to cut the bullshit. We're not going to beat around the bush about it. We're not going to make it seem like it's this magical thing. No, this is what sex is. This is what drugs is. This is what this is. This is what, yes, it's good. It's amazing. It's fun. It's that, but there's also consequences if you don't do it responsibly.
Right. And the parents that don't, and I'm not judging anybody. I'm saying, hear me out. Okay. I hide sex and I hide drugs and I hide guns from my kid. Okay. My kid's out in the street and has no idea, and her friend is smoking weed. Now what is she going to do? Okay. I am out. I show my kid a gun, and this is a gun. This is heroin. Not that I have them on heroin, but I've introduced them to, this is fentanyl. This is what Oxycontin will do to you. This is what people do with Oxycontin. This is what people do. Like, this is alcohol. Do you want to try a sip of alcohol? I don't drink. I can't physically because of my surgery. I'll get sick to my stomach. But here's the thing. Like, my daughter, Gabriella, like, and I'm not bringing up anything political, like, she legitimately will tell me when current events happen in the world, and she's like the first person on Twitter to be like, dude, I found the person that supposedly shot Trump, and I'm like, dude, I don't even go on there like that. But like, she's really wrapped up in, hip hop and culture and current events and what's going on in the world. She doesn't care about who Joe Biden is or Donald Trump is. She cares about the news and what's going on out there. She's extremely intelligent. The child is home. I took her out of school 2 years ago because she wanted to be homeschooled. And sadly, this is how it went down. It was, Gabrielle, you want to be homeschooled? You do all the legwork. You find the school. You show it to me. I want to pay and sign you out of school. I don't want another thing to do with it. The end. What, you need to go see a doctor? These are the phone numbers. You call and you find a doctor. Some parents be like, how dare you? How dare I teach my child to take care of herself?
Yes, you're teaching her independence. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong. Everyone does it a little differently, but there's no way that someone should be judgmental on another parent for actually giving that experience. Because if it doesn't happen now, it's going to happen at a time that they least.
At 15 years old, if you need to go to the doctor, she has a regular doctor, but at one point she wanted to go see a specific therapist. No problem. I will take you anywhere you want to go. I will pay for it. I will whatever. Show me what you want to do. You do the legwork. You make the phone call. You do. She's 15. It's not like the 11-year-old I'm not doing that with. However, if you're 15 years old and you're getting your nails done and you're taking your bicycle up to Buffalo Wild Wings yourself to buy yourself food and you have a Cash App, guess what? Pretty soon you're going to need a car. You're going to have me doing your laundry too?
Yeah.
Sadly, my mom does my laundry. Do you know what I'm saying? And then when I try to do it myself, it's an issue. Yeah. I've always been, my parents have babied the fuck out of me and my brother from day one. Do you know what I'm saying? And I honestly think I appreciate the fact that they cared or thought they were doing me a favor. But I truly believe had I just been thrown to the fucking wolves and shown this is how you save money. This is how you function in a normal relationship. This is how you buy a house. This is how you do taxes. This is how I'd have been better off, not judging. Because my parents were 20 when they had me. When I was 20, I partied till I was fucking 25, 30 years old. So I'm not judging them. I'm just saying I want the opposite for my kids because I don't like the fact that even to this day, my mom micromanages a lot of my shit.
I understand. No, I hear you. And real quick, this is to get a little bit off topic, but I think it's pretty funny that this is happening right now.
Oh
But
God.
Jolly Jack-o'-lantern is in the chat right now on X, and they're saying to tell you hello. They don't know if you can see the chat or not, but it was funny
I
because
don't, hold on, let me find the
they're,
chat.
they're on X right now, so we're live on
Okay.
X.
I can't, if I hit chat with everyone in the studio, I lose the screen.
Yeah, you'll probably get out, but
Yeah, I will.
they're in here. They see what you're saying. I told them that I would say it's just weird because we were talking about that, and they
Tell
were
him
the
I'm
first
waiting to see
person.
a bacon comment. I'm waiting because I'm waiting to get the pumpkin spice, bro. It's coming.
They're
October coming.
They're listening. They definitely tuned. They were the first ones to tune in on X, so that was, it was pretty funny. But being that we mentioned that, let me get into this real quick. I wanted to ask you, tell us about your story behind your social media handle, The Patient Pig. Why did you pick The Patient Pig?
I picked the pig and the panda because I legitimately, I'm not good at a lot of shit, but I'm telling you, I am fucking patient as fuck. Like, I swear to God to you, I will stand somewhere and wait. You know what I'm saying? I'm not rushing anything at all. I don't care that in 4 years I could have had faster, quicker results. I wouldn't have learned as much. I don't care that I only have 600 followers as Patient Pig. I could easily go on to VeeFriends on their social and go follow every single one of the people that follow them, and they'll follow me back. I'm not trying to do it that way. I'm trying to do it slowly. I'm the fucking turtle. That's why I really can relate to Patient Pig. I'm telling you, there is nothing like, just like how Gary says, he's not looking to get a loan to buy the fucking jets. If he wanted, he could go get fucking a loan right now. He could go public. He could do a
100%.
million different, he don't want to do that. And I'm just saying to you, like, I want to have results of what I'm doing over the course of 20 fucking years, not fucking a year, not 2 years, not 3 years. Like, I had to lose fucking 300 fucking pounds. I had to wait and build back and gain 100 pounds back and lose another 40 and gain another 60 and lose. Like, you need extreme patience not to get on a scale as a formerly obese person and not want a fucking number.
100%.
And I just think out of all the traits, that's the one I relate to the most because I'm just like, okay, nobody's gonna die. It is what it is. If it gets done, it gets done. If it don't, and I'm not beating myself up over it. Like, the amount of people that fucking rush shit and then beat themselves up when they don't have a result, even in this community, not in a mean way. I read a lot of the comments. I actually, as Patient Pig, go in comments of people that don't even follow me or VeeFriends and say things. This one girl about 3 weeks ago was like, I don't know if I should get my belly button pierced or my nipple pierced or this pierced. What do you all think? Blah, blah, blah. I got to be there at 4 o'clock and make a decision. So I'm in the comments saying you need to patiently figure out be patient. You don't have to decide at 4 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? And people, I will go on X and look up the word impatient with a hashtag. Then all the most recent impatient fucking shit that people write, even if it's political, I'll just write LOL, and because I don't really like politics and religion. I found that in a business aspect, I'm not trying to lose a follower because I don't care who the president is. It doesn't make, nobody's running, they're not running the country. They're a
100%.
puppet, just like the fucking pig.
I agree.
Okay.
I agree.
So I don't care. I don't care what God you worship because we all have no idea which God it is. I just don't. I'm not a racist. I'm related to many. I'm not saying I don't believe in a God or a higher power. I was raised Catholic. I had to have communion and confirmation and all this other crap. Okay. Baptism. That was my parents' life, not mine. I believe that everyone is allowed to choose whatever God they want. Okay. So I try to keep politics and religion, even though I find all the memes about Trump funny and all the memes about fucking, any fucking meme is funny. Do you know what I'm saying? So for me, it was really about, I just think people are in a rush and they're not fucking patient. And I'm talking like 99.99, and even me sometimes. Like, I can sometimes be in a rush, but not to the point where I'm like, I'm gonna die tomorrow if my arms aren't built out or I don't have abs. Like, if 4 years ago, I made this Twitter post because when I really like sat down and I was like, this dude really think he's gonna buy the fucking Jets. Okay. And here's the thing. I sat there, whether he does or not, I don't care. The thing is, who wants to do that by them fucking self? Think about it. Not the fact that with the money, not that have that big of a goal. And it's bad enough the amount of people I saw that would laugh at him in the comments that I legitimately, as out of shape and overweight and disgusting as I was at the time, because I really only started working on my physique 4 years ago correctly, okay, and working out every day for hours a day. All right, I like went on there with my big ass fat stomach and was like, well, if Gary Vee could buy the Jets, I'm gonna get abs. Not because I wanted abs. I just want this dude not to feel like he had to do something ridiculous alone because he was constantly getting fucking comments made fun of. And I know what that feels like my whole entire fucking life.
I love that. And
You know what I mean?
you mentioned being a part of the VeeFriends community. What inspired you and got you to want to go as far as getting the characters tattooed on you?
Okay, so about 6 years ago, Gary put up this fucking video. It was called Fix Your Sink, Fix Your Well, Not Your Sink. Okay. It was one of my favorite videos because I'm telling you right now, I memorized probably almost the whole entire fucking search engine that he had. Like to the point where I know what day was certain, because I would go back and refer to it. But in my mind, I would beat myself up all the time before I heard that video. And it was like the 100th time that I heard the video where I really kind of got it, where I would go to the gym because my thing was like my arms from losing 300 pounds had an enormous amount of skin. Like some of the pictures I put up, you've seen how ridiculous it was. Do you know what I'm saying? And I would go to the fucking gym, or I'd come home and I'd fucking just do bicep curl after bicep curl after bicep curl, and nothing would change. And then one day I was watching that fucking video again because I seen it on my fucking Facebook feed because I live on Facebook. Most of my business is on Facebook. I'm not on Twitter as much as I should be. But like that video, when I heard it that day, I was like, hold on a second. It's not my arms that I got to fix. It's my back, my chest, my traps, the bigger muscles. Those ones are going to fix the fucking skin on my arms. And it was the whole fix your fucking well, not your sink. Like this was my fucking well. This was my fucking well. My back, not my arms. And then after it started really working, doing that after a good year, I was like, well, this dude helped me fucking fix my skin. They all making fun of him with this fucking NFT. Do you know what I'm saying? They all don't believe in, not all, majority, okay? Giving him a hard time about some fucking characters. And I listened to the Workplace Warriors fucking spiel that he did and all this, that, and the other thing. And I was just like, I'm going to start with Rare Robot because my kids, this was my first one, Rare Robot. Then I did Gary B, which is over here. Okay. And then I already had a couple like these ones, my kids' names and shit. This one I put on my arm, the Capable Caterpillar, because last year my arms weren't as nice as they are now. And I'm like, bitch, you fucking capable. Like, then it just started to, like, the Patient Pig went on my chest because this shit took fucking forever to build out. You know what I mean? But honestly, I was like, this dude helped me fix my skin, which was the most important fucking thing to me. I don't care. I don't. It was almost like, you know how he throws up the 5 to his mom.
Yeah.
It's really like a nod, like, thanks, motherfucker. See you later. Bye. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not calling him. I'm not in his DM. I'm not like, I don't give a fuck if he sees him or not. It's eventually somebody going to see it because I truly believe, in 5 or 10 years, people are going to look at, like, I have an enormous amount of followers and customers because weight loss surgery now is way more popular than it was 24 years ago. You can't find somebody 24 years after weight loss surgery with my results. You cannot. Show me. You can't.
Being that you're mentioning that, I want to touch on that also because you do have a very remarkable journey. I've been following you for quite a long time. I know about the pictures you're talking about.
Yeah.
I know about everything that you've been sharing. I've been watching you grow and build up to what you're at now. And congratulations on
Thank you.
everything, because you look amazing. You've been sharing your progress. You're always at the gym. You have no days off. But not only that, you also take the time to make content that educate and help other people that have been in the same similar situation, such as yourself, or who are trying to get there and just trying to do something about weight loss in the right way. Like you mentioned, right now it's really popular, but right now it's like a lot of people do it for the wrong reasons. A lot of people do it the wrong way. It's hard to believe to say it that there's a right and wrong way to lose weight, but there is.
They're whole, yeah.
Some
And
people
I've done it wrong for 20 years. It was only 4 years ago when I heard that fucking video was like, I didn't want to gain weight. Like I legitimately, I was down to 149 pounds and I was a bag of skin. I couldn't even walk up the stairs. I couldn't carry 2 or 3 water bottles up the stairs because I was so weak and I lost all my muscle. And I really believed in my sick mind that I needed to lose another 10 pounds and I'd look like I look now. Do you know what I'm saying?
I want to touch on that. You underwent gastric bypass surgery 23 years. No, 23
August 7th of 2000. So like in probably 3 weeks, 18, 19 days, 16 days, it'll be fucking 24 years ago.
24 years ago. Can you elaborate on what led you to make that decision, or what was going on that had you take that decision or take that route?
I had already exhausted every other avenue multiple times. I did not eat enough food to be growing at the pace that I was growing. In 2 or 3 years, I went from like 350 to 400 pounds to 467. And it was that or die. And my dad and my boss, John, at the time, because I had a really good job. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I sat in an office behind the fucking phone all day. Do you know what I mean? So, and I made quite a bit of money. I worked for finance, General Motors and auto dealerships, and like, you know, a lot of sales and marketing type stuff. And my boss and my mom were like on my ass. And my mom's like, I'm taking you here and you're going to talk to these people. And like, I legitimately went there, and 3 weeks later I had the surgery. There was no hoops to jump through. You didn't need mental health counseling. You went, made sure that you were breathing. Here you fucking go, lay on the bed. And it was like nothing like it is today. I was told to eat baby food. I was told I'd be on these drugs forever. I was told not to eat more than 1,000 calories a day. My stomach was this big. I developed multiple eating disorders. I didn't have the right in my like, I'm not joking you. Like there was a time about 4 years ago, I was still throwing up food, eating in large quantities, chewing. Like I'd spend $40 or $50 on donuts, and I'd come home and I would chew these donuts and spit them in a bag. I wouldn't even swallow them because I'd get sick. Like the amount of eating disorders I had, because there was no counseling for mental health. And there was no support system. Like when I had the shit, there was no fucking internet. You know what I mean? And nobody else had it. Like these people today, I'm not saying they're lucky. I'm just saying, like, I didn't have a group of 37, like my one group on Facebook's 37,000 fucking girls, and mostly girls. Okay, there's some dudes in there. I didn't have that. I didn't have somebody telling me, yo, you need to stop. Don't listen. I eat almost 3,000 calories a day right now. And it's difficult. I eat a geriatric diet. Most of it, I drink. Of course I want pizza. Of course I want fucking cupcakes. Of course occasionally I want shit. It doesn't serve my goal. It doesn't serve health. It's not going to and these people aren't given that. They're given, okay, eat 90 grams of protein a day. That was my shake before I went to the gym. Like, yes, granted, it took me 2 hours to drink. You know what I mean? And the supplements that you have to use, like, they're just not educated. And it's really a business to most of these doctors. It's just like how Gary says, like, the education system is broken for kids. The fucking bariatric system is broken for obese people. They purposely, I went to 5 plastic surgeons before I fucking 4 years ago, 4.5, 5 years ago. Everyone said, you're never going to fix that skin without surgery. You need this, 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 this. I still have all the paperwork. That I needed $30,000 worth of skin removal. I haven't had another fucking thing done.
I fucking love that.
Do you know what I'm saying? But it took 4 fucking years and I'm still doing it. So I'm not like, I just started seeing noticeable leg muscle. I just started seeing noticeable core muscle. My calves are chiseled as fuck. My arms and back and shoulders are. It's just, but it's not going to the gym 1 or 2 days a week when you feel like it. And it's legitimately like you have to become obsessed if you want that result. Do you think Gary's building a fucking global agency by working a 9 to 5? And
100%.
people are like, she's obsessed. She's crazy. No, I want a result. I'm not here for a mediocre fucking journey.
No, I agree with you. People will say obsessed or crazy, but I just look at it from hearing you and hearing your passion and everything. And like I said, from following you and seeing how you are, you're just focused and dedicated. And I fucking love it. I fucking love it. The
And I
fact that
just,
you had so many people telling you you can't do this unless you do that, and you can't do this, and this isn't gonna happen. And now you're sitting
my
here.
my own mom was so bad. Could you imagine? 4 years ago, so mad when I said to her, I need to gain weight. I can't believe you're going to try to gain weight after you just lost all this fucking weight. It was hard. Like I cried. I'm like, I don't have nobody fucking backing me up.
No,
And it sucked, but I just knew in my heart I did what they wanted for 20 years and it didn't work. Do
And
you know what I mean?
I know that you also shared in your bio how you mentioned you struggle with, starvation and diet pills. Can you share some of your challenges that you faced while you were on your weight loss journey?
I did everything but what I'm doing now. I did cocaine. I drank 5-hour energy shots. I took diet pills. This is why I'm so loud about these people that are all on these weight loss drugs. Like they go have surgery and then 8 months later when they're not fucking, they don't look like Giselle. Okay. They're at their doctor's office looking for Monjaro or Wegovy or whatever. If you're a diabetic, I understand. If you specifically need it, which is only a small percentage of people, I understand. But they're marketed to obese women and women who don't like their body on purpose, and they're given to them like Tic Tacs. I also, when I had cancer, after I had bariatric surgery, after I lost like the first 150 pounds, and you started to see like, because I have many pictures, like you can't even see my neck, but they didn't even know I had cancer all those years, and that's what caused me to be that overweight until actually I had the surgery. So I was very sick for a long time. I lived in multiple nursing homes and hospitals for like from 2003 to 2007 for 4 years. I'm talking like I watched many old people die. I was on so many drugs. I was on Oxycontin. I was abusing it. I was having my friends sneak in street drugs while I'm in there taking all these other drugs for pain. Do you know what I mean? Because and before I had the cancer and the surgery, I never touched a drug except for some weed. Do you know what I mean? But I was so heavily addicted to medication. Like, so I never shot heroin because I can't stand like looking for a vein. Thank God that I was like that because I could see myself being that fucking obsessed with getting high. I lived on the street. I was homeless. I didn't care. I was just about getting the next high. And I really think like there's a lot of these doctors are giving out opiate medications to people instead of fixing their well.
100%. I agree with you.
It's a band-aid. Nobody needs as much pain medicine as I was given. I will not even take a Tylenol, and I'm mad that I still have to take one thyroid pill a day.
And throughout your weight loss journey, there have surely been some ups and downs. What advice would you give someone else that's facing a similar challenge that you faced?
That first of all, they have to like understand not to beat themselves up because you're not going to do what you need to do if you're beating yourself up. And I know it's difficult for people to hear this, but like if I came over your house and I was like, dude, come with me. You're fat. You're ugly. Let's go run. You slam the door in my face? Okay. If you're calling yourself overweight, ugly, chasing a scale number, you're useless, you're so fat, you're never going to be able to do this, you're not going to do it. The story you tell yourself matters 100%. Like, I legitimately, some of the shit that the stories that I tell myself, I don't care how ridiculous somebody else would think they sound if it gets me to the next level. If it keeps me showing up every single day. Like, I legitimately talked to my coach today. I have a coach and I text him all the time. I legitimately, I heard from him I needed to take a rest day. I had gone last 2 days in a row. It was raining here. I'm not, it's not even about the result anymore of physically of me going there chasing muscle. It's about, that's the only place that I feel good about myself. And about 2 months ago, my brother died. He's younger than me. Okay. I tried to help him for a long time. And when he died, I fell back into smoking weed again for a good 2 months, like heavily, after I didn't smoke for 9 months. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I tried to quit 2 times. I quit for 9 months. And about 2 months ago, I was like, I'm just so sick of my own fucking shit. I don't need to be on fucking weed. I don't need to be smoking weed. And I'm not judging anybody who does. For me, it's I'm complacent. I eat garbage. I talk nasty to myself. I wave my kids off. Don't come out here. I'm smoking. Mommy's smoking. That's like, what kind of example is that shit? And I'm
I
not saying it in a mean way to other people, because I know there's people that, like, if I say that on Facebook, they're like, oh, well, some people have cancer and need it. Okay, I don't. You could do whatever you want. I'm saying it's a huge deal for me to stop. And it's something I've wanted to do for a very, very long time. Obviously, I quit twice for 9 months. You're never, ever, ever, ever gonna stop something just like this and be you have to fight for it forever. I honestly, today, I even said to my coach this morning, I'm like, you want me to skip? I'm not skipping. And I sent him a picture. I'm not skipping. If I skip, I sit around here. I don't do nothing I'm supposed to do. Yeah, there's a couple. I need to physically be moving around, or I don't feel well. My back doesn't feel good. I will say to myself, Carly, when I laid down tonight, I would have said, you should have at least taken your bike. You should have jogged more. You should have done this. You should have. I don't want to have that conversation with myself, because that's beating myself up. You know what I mean?
I really, first of all, thank you. Everything that you're saying right now is really hitting home. A lot of people. We have 68 people right now tuning in.
Hi.
There's a lot of people in the chat saying how addiction sucks. I agree. Also, I've been there myself. A lot of things you're saying are hitting home right now.
You're going to be an addict forever. I'm a drug addict. I'm going to die a drug addict. How I control that's the problem with the perspective of people. They're trying to be clean. You're not going to be clean. You're going to fight that shit every fucking day. You're going to have a sip here, you're going to have a sip there. One day when you get sick and tired of your own shit and you channel that into some other type of, I don't think there's a problem for addiction transference. I would rather be addicted to showing up for myself in a fucking gym than at the dispensary with fucking $100 a day habit.
I love that. See, and
It's
that's
true.
the thing. I feel like a lot of people need to hear that more. A lot of people, if they're
There's
not
good
scared of it,
addictions.
yeah, if they're not scared of it, they just don't believe that they can do it. They
You
don't think
can.
that they're strong enough. And hearing someone coming from something such as you, it's not like one thing. It's like a combination of different things. And then everything you're saying is not, you're admitting it to it, that you pointed the blame to other things, but you would always stop yourself and you always self-analyze and you always start looking at
I
what you're
always did.
capable of. And
My fault.
I love it. Yeah. And
Dude, I
exactly.
got this. Look at this. This one. There's one on my hand that says my fucking fault. See it? And every time I start to like blame somebody else, when I point at myself, I could read it say my fucking fault. It's all my fault.
See, and it's really mind blowing talking to you, because I'm gonna be honest with you 100%. I literally thought that you were just getting. This is like making me even respect you even more. I'm just being flat out honest, and this is why I'm like really falling in love with you right now. I swear to
You're so
God,
funny.
because you're being so upfront and honest, and it's really fucking hard to find someone to be this fucking honest. And I'm a person that believes real recognizes real. You can't bullshit a bullshitter.
You can't.
You're really being upfront. And I honestly thought for the longest time, I was like, all right, this person's crazy. They're just getting all these tattoos and it's like from someone else's thing and that. And in my head, like, I understand why some people do certain things, but it's like you literally have your entire body covered head to toe. And
Almost.
and I always looked at it like she's still going. And it's like every other week or every other day, you're like, I'm getting another one and I'm doing.
Yeah, but they're like there are things that I was working on. It wasn't just like
exactly. And that's what I'm seeing now. And that's something that's like, unless like you really pay attention to it, it's like now even the one on your hand and the patient pig on your chest and like you explaining it is making me just really be like,
dude, I got this one that I broke this pinky. You see my pinky? I broke this pinky about 10, 12 years ago. All right. And I had him put promise on the fucking pinky, on the inside of this pinky. Like there's a reason I have every single tattoo on my hand. There's things hidden. I have a number 3 hidden. I have a number 8 hidden. Like there's a lot of shit people don't even know. I look at it. It inspires me. It's not like I'm just like, hey, check out this tattoo because I think I'm cool. I don't give a fuck if Gary sees a fucking tattoo I have. Thank you for making me learn fucking accountability. Thank you for making me learn patience the right way. Thank you for making me understand fucking Rare Robot. Okay. And I put it right by my watch. Okay. Because honestly, when I'm down there and I'm sitting there and I'm looking at how long I've been in the gym or how much longer I have to run, and I look at the fucking robot and I'm like, dude, you rare as fuck. Keep going. Nobody else out here fucking 3 hours. You're going to fucking do this. And honestly, when I look at the fucking robot, I'm like, dude, you have to be rare. You have to, if you want fucking extraordinary results, you have to be fucking rare. That's the conversation in my head. I don't really care if people are just like, oh, I could care. I've never been to VCon. I'm not going to VCon. Love y'all to death. Okay. Not in a mean way. Like I got fucking kids. I got a fucking business I'm trying to catch up with.
I respect it. You don't understand.
Trying to get out of my mom's house. It's like,
I fucking love it, man. You're just being
you know flat what I mean?
out. You're just being flat out raw and honest. And I think it's something that a lot of people need. And I'm telling you right now.
I'd love to go someday. And here's the thing. I know this motherfucker gonna have another recon.
Yeah.
I don't care what. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
I believe it also.
And if he don't, okay.
Yeah, but still,
there'll be something.
I love it because you're finding you're a lot of other people have their own reasons behind chasing cards or characters and all this other stuff. I
gave them away.
Yeah.
I'm not even joking you.
And that's what I love about it. And it's like, I see that you just have this deeper, a lot of people say a lot of shit that you're saying. You're literally leading not only by example, but your actions are speaking for your words, and they're speaking very loudly because you're showing that it's not that you don't give a fuck and like you don't care in a disrespectful way, but it's like you found your reason why you care about it, and it's giving you peace.
I want other people to find their reason.
Yes, and that's what I love about it. And you could tell by the way that you go about expressing things and sharing things and getting people into the things and the giveaways that you do and all that. You do everything very carelessly because you don't have a hidden agenda or some type of motive behind anything. Whether
I don't like, if you knew how much money it cost me not only to give away, and I don't care about the money, but like people don't think, like I legitimately had to spend $100 to mail a patient pig card to another country. I spent $80 to mail one pack of cards to Rio de Janeiro. These people don't have access like we have access. I'm not going to die over $40. And it'd be really cool if somebody from another country sent me some shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's how I think in my head. Nobody's going to and to share something that got you here, because it really did. You know what I'm saying? I'm not being mean, but like I legitimately, I'm not saying the name of the person who this is for, but like this is like the 3rd or 4th box of shit. This is all going to somebody for free. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like I got all sorts of shit. Flex and Fox, we're gonna do a giveaway with the Heart Trooper pack. Like, look, I'm not even joking. There's rares and fucking. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? It's not like that's going out tomorrow, and it's just I want people to capitalize on this like I have, not in a mean way. I'm actually sending this to somebody because I want them to build their business.
I love that.
Do you know what I mean? I've already built mine, and it's not VeeFriends. I used VeeFriends to get where I'm at. I know you're involved in VeeFriends and you could do a lot more with these cards than I can because my fucking eBay store is a flat mess. Do you know what I'm saying? And they sit in a box. They sit in, I have cases downstairs, unopened boxes. It's just, I want to give the shit away because the IP did a lot for my head.
What are some of the biggest lessons you've learned about yourself and healthy living in this journey that you've been on with losing weight and just being positive and healthy and just taking the time to make the right decision, not based upon what other people look at what's right and wrong, but what you feel is right, what makes you happy, what makes you feel good? What are some of the biggest lessons you've learned in this journey that you've been on?
Number one thing is I had it in me all along, and I listened to everybody else told me I was too fat, I sucked, I wasn't going to do it. And that part of going against, like, I purposely, and this is one of the traits I'm trying to like not do a lot because sometimes I'm wrong, but it is what it is. If somebody challenges me and tells me I can't do something, I will purposely go out of my way to do it like 2 times. And I think it's because everything I was told I couldn't do, I've done. And I just find it a challenge and more of a game for me than anything. You know what I'm saying? And like, it really is that way. Like, I think competition is fun. And like Gary says all the time, you could, like, I will tell like my coach, my kid, like me and my kid play a game. I swear to God, you're going to be pissed when I spank your fucking ass. And I used to be 5 or 6 years ago, like I used to be the opposite. I would let people win just because I was worried about them not liking me.
I hear you.
You know what I'm saying? So and I could have done a lot of other, and I'm not going to dwell on what I coulda, shoulda, dida, or whatever. However, I wasted way too many times in my life not doing things that I wanted to do because I was worried about somebody, the person who told me I couldn't do it was probably right and I wasn't. I didn't trust myself. That I'm still working on. There's a lot of things right now I still don't trust myself with in certain decisions. I'm very, very introverted where I'll talk on here all day, but to go hang out and have a cup of coffee with somebody, it's like, I'm not interested. To let you in my heart, in my head, no, thank you. I'm working on that. And I'm just being honest. Like, I don't have friends. I have people I know that are acquaintances. I have people that follow me. I have clients that I help. But if I was right now drowning in the ocean and there was one person I thought that would have my back, I couldn't name one.
I completely agree with you, and I can relate with you on that. There's a lot of people in the chat also. Just so you know, I know we're really pressed for time. I'm only going to ask you 2 more questions. I know that you got to go. But real quick, just so you know, this is the most people I've ever had tune in for a live stream.
Oh, good. I'm glad. That's awesome.
83 people are tuning in right now.
So isn't that a little strange since there's 283 characters?
I know, right?
I really like that about numbers, dude. I'm a wacko.
Real quick, just everybody who's tuning in, thank you so much. Shout out to Nacho, shout out to BroFit, for a Jolly Jack-o'-lantern, whoever you are. We're trying to figure it out. But
dude, I'm telling you right now, I'm going to find out who Jolly is.
We're on a mission to find out. BroFit, thank you for coming by. And
I'm gonna go to Hacker Tech on fucking IG and
I think we have $100. So we've been on right now for almost an hour. And I want to respect your time. I know that you got to go. So I just want to ask you 2 more quick questions. Looking back at everything that you've been through, what are some of the things besides for VeeFriends and weight loss? What are some other passions or hobbies that you have?
I'm obsessed with food because I can't eat it. I will cook 8,000 things and give them away and throw them in the garbage.
And what is the last question that I have before we get out of here? What is, and real quick, if anyone wants to go and show some love to Carly, please go do so. All her information,
follow my Patient Pig account, dude.
It's gonna be in the description to wherever you're listening or watching this, if you're watching this pre-recording or not. So please go and give her a follow, show her some love. Check it out. She's always doing giveaways, always giving out some amazing information, as well as on her TikTok. So I'll be sure to have all her social media contacts and all her profile information in the description below. But real quick, before we get out of here, what is a question you wish you were asked more often?
Why do you do this?
And why is that?
Because I don't want anybody to try to kill themselves, because I did. And I'm really glad it didn't happen. And I just truly believe that a lot of people that are in my position, when they lose all of their weight, a lot of these women, all right, are so much worse off than before they had the surgery. And I've had 2 clients already that were in the hospital and died. You know what I mean? And it's just, I don't want somebody to swallow a bottle of fucking pills like I did. However, had I not swallowed that bottle of pills, they would have never had found out I had cancer, and I would have been dead anyway. Because it was just like so it was kind of like almost committing suicide saved my life.
I hear you. And it's crazy. It's not easy to talk about things like that. I've been there myself, with whether it's the addiction factor or taking your own life or contemplating, or and there's people in the chat as well expressing that. Carly, you are fucking amazing. You're badass.
Thank you.
You're
amazing.
you know
Especially what we were talking about before we came on, I would never have been able to tell.
I'm telling you, like, I'm holding back tears because there's a lot of things that you're saying that's really fucking hitting home, and
Good, I'm glad.
And it's crazy. Just thank you for being upfront.
Dude, thank you for having me.
And everything. I really love it. And for everyone in the chat and everything like that.
Thank you, everybody, for showing up and listening to me.
I really hope that we can talk again. You don't understand. You have me I'm like overwhelmed, because I'm just like thinking about everything, and it's making me think about things that I've been through and everything like that. And it's just fucking amazing. You're a badass fucking motherfucker. I'm telling you. You don't understand.
You're gonna make me cry, and I have to call somebody.
I'm sorry. You don't understand. It's hard for me to find people that I feel like I relate with. I'm like you. I'm by myself 24/7. I go to work. I'm a single dad of 2. I focus on my kids. I do this, and I try to stay productive and keep my mind off of dumb shit. And this is why I do this. And I try my best to have an excuse to talk with amazing fucking people like you. And literally, you're just fucking badass, man. So I know your kids are very proud of you. I know you're proud of yourself. I know there's so many people here
100%.
proud of you, and just
insanely proud.
So much for sharing that with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Staying dedicated, and for doing what you're doing. Everybody, please go follow Carly. Show her some love. Thank you, Carly, so much for coming by and for sharing a bit of your story with us. I hope I can have you on again. I would love to.
Anytime you want.
Thank you. You're just amazing. So I hope you have a great rest of the day. Go have your call. I'm so sorry. I'm like trying to I'm just like all over it. You don't understand. But thank you, everybody who came and tuned in today.
Thank you guys
so much for stopping by and showing love. I hope you all have a great rest of the night. Carly, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And again, this has been Clocking Out. This is PR the King of Hearts. I love you guys. Stay safe. Peace.
Have the best night.